Hey everybody, it's Tiffany here with Boss on a Budget, and today I'm going to show you how to do a basic search at the foundation directory online. Hey everybody, Tiffany here. So if you are a grant writer, there's one skill you must have to be successful, and that is to be able to find grants. Because if you don't know how to search for grants, you're not going to have anything to write for if you don't know where to find them. So I have a strategy that I use that I talk about in one of my online courses about how to find grants and really how to do that for free. And one of the tools that I use as a part of my strategy is the Foundation Center. So the Foundation Center has a website. It's a foundation directory online that has a listing of all of the foundations in the United States. And it is a free search that you can do. They have other paid subscription services that you can pay for, but they do have a free basic service where you can find just a basic list of foundations out there in the country. So if you are a grant writer and you don't know about the Foundation Center, I recommend that you go there immediately. I linked the website below, and we're also going to go and look through the basic search today. So what I want to do is kind of walk through what that search looks like, what you can do at the free level, and then show you what the upgrade looks like for the essential level and the professional level if you're interested in paying for those services. So what I'm going to do is take you to the website now. Okay, so this is where we're going to start out our basic foundation directory search. This is the Foundation Center's website, and as you can see, they have a bunch of resources available to you. So maps, research, other websites that you can link to, but we're just going to focus on the foundation directory. So what I'm going to do is go to the Find Funding directory online. You can select it this way or this way. And I always tell people it looks like a paid service. Like it looks like right away you have to pay, but just go down here to subscribe or log in and you can access a basic search. I've already logged in, so it automatically opens for me. See? Hi, Tiffany. So what I'm going to do is just show you the basic search features so you can do this yourself. So we're going to go through this little menu here in different ways you can search to find out information. First thing I'm going to do is search by the foundation name. So if I have a particular funder in mind and I want to find out more about them, I'm going to search for them. Here I want the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation. I'm just going to hit search over here, and this is what comes up for you. So you'll have a link to the Grantmaker's Profile. You'll have the city and state, total assets, which is almost $3 billion. And then in the last tax year that was recorded, they gave $117 million away. So also down here, you have links to their 990 tax forms. So every nonprofit has to fill out tax forms each year to talk about the activities in the year, how much they gave, how much they brought in. Foundations are not exempt from that, so they also have to fill that out. It is a valuable resource if you want to learn about what they fund, who they fund, how they operate. So you can just hit the link here for the latest 990 for the foundation, and another link will come up for you, and you can just scroll through the PDF of the tax form to find out more. This is a great resource because it often lists the funders that the organizations that the funder gave money to. So if you're interested to see if they fund people who look like you or who operate like you, this is a great resource. And as you can see, this is 288 pages. So it's something that is very, very valuable to a grant seeker. I'm going to go back to the search form and I'm going to go to the Grantmaker's Profile. You just hit the link. And this is what you'll get. You'll get the location, web address, and then a link to the contact info, which is down here. You'll see a blurb about their purpose and activities. So this just gives you a good snapshot of what they fund so you can see if they're aligned with your mission and with your vision. I always tell people that this is a good start, but always look at what they funded in the past year. This may be a little outdated. They may have changed their whole direction. So use this as a start, but still do your research to figure out if they're a good fit. Also, they may have background information on the profile about how the foundation got started, what family it's associated with, all of that. So you'll see that here. And then in this blue box, you will see more information like the EIN number, the address, and links to the website and phone number. So this is what a pretty complete grant profile will look like if you're doing a basic search at the foundation directory. But I want to show you what a different profile will look like in case they don't have a lot of information online. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look up a different foundation, the Dodge Family Foundation in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Okay. So same kind of information comes up, all looks the same. We're going to hit the Grantmaker's profile link. And as you can see, there's nothing here. You just have a location and you have a telephone number, and that's about it. So I don't want to get your hopes up and thinking, wow, you're going to get all this information for every single foundation you're looking for. Sometimes you're going to search and you're going to find nothing. This is why I tell people this is part of your arsenal. This is one of the tools in your arsenal to get you started, but you're still going to have to do some background work and some more digging if you really want to find a good list of funders. So let's go back, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can find foundations. Okay, so this is the way I usually search. I usually put a location in. I'm going to do Charleston, South Carolina. All these different options come up. I'm going to hit this first option here. I did this search already, and when I selected all four, the same number of foundations came up just for this one too. So I just am going to select this. All right, I'm going to hit search. And we have 138 grant makers that fit this search. So if you want to view all, just so you can see the whole list, you'll see all of the different foundations that are in the metropolitan area around Charleston, South Carolina. Okay. By far, if you look up top, the foundation with the most money is the community foundation. I always tell people, look into your community foundation in your area because they often have a lot of resources that you may not know about. And community foundations, their scope is pretty broad. So here you're just going to get a generic sentence. That's because they manage a bunch of different portfolios for people in the community. And people have varied interests. So they fund things that people who have money are interested in funding. They don't really necessarily control the scope of, the type of projects that they fund. So that's why community foundations are so broad in what they will provide information about. Okay? So again, just a different feel for the type of information you're going to get when you do your search. So we're going to go back. If you want to do a filter and do more advanced searching, I'm just going to show you this really quickly. So if you're interested in smaller organizations, so you want somebody with assets of $1 million, you can use this little bar here. I just selected it, typed it, and I'm just hitting enter and, clicking out of the box. So you want assets up to $1 million. You can narrow your search that way. There are about 87 organizations in that area who have assets up to $1 million. And you can do the same thing with total giving. You can limit how much they give, or you want foundations that are big ballers that give a lot of money or give small money. If you're looking for like smaller grants, if you're just getting started, you can also filter by total giving. Okay. But I'm going to X that out my filter. And we'll go back to the grant makers that are 138, just to show you how that goes. One other way you can search is by organization type. And this is by, so I'm going to clear all real quick. This is by the type of foundation. So what you need to do is click the box, then click this little down arrow here, and you'll start seeing different options that you can select. So if you only want community foundations in your search, you can do that, and we'll get a list of all of the community foundations in the whole entire country. Okay? And you'll see all of them with different numbers. Some have a lot more money than others, but these are all the community foundations that they have records for in the United States. Okay? So I'm going to clear that. And I'm going to show you a different type of search. So if you don't want community foundations, you want different foundations, you could do company sponsored. Company sponsored are those that are associated with businesses. So we're about to do a search here really quickly. And you'll see Bank of America, Amazon, Wells Fargo. So again, those are associated with corporations. Let's look at the other type of search options that you're going to get. Family foundations. So these are foundations that are typically run and decisions are made by family members or people who, a group of board of trustees that are all related to each other. So there are often a lot of different family foundations out there, and one of the big ones that you'll see is Bill and Melinda Gates. So the control of the foundation is still heavily controlled by either the founder or relatives of the founder. That's typically what will give you an indication that it's a family foundation. Okay. The other type of search you can do is independent foundations. So those are foundations that are independent of the founder, independent of the family. They operate and have board members that are not necessarily associated with those who started it. So you'll see this listing here, a bunch of big names that come up for you as well. And then the last search I'll show you is operating foundations. So operating foundations are those that provide money to nonprofits, but they also have direct services parts of their organization. So they also do services themselves. So that's kind of the loose definition of an operating foundation. And as you'll see, there's still a bunch out there that are defined as operating. All right. So that's the last thing I'll show you in terms of how to search. If you have an EIN for an organization, so if you're looking for a particular organization, you can search that way, but we're not going to do that today. I don't think that's as helpful, but I just want to show you really quickly these two areas right here. So if you want to go deeper in your search and you want to have access to the type of grants that the funder provides, or peer foundations or other organizations that fund programs similar to them, if you upgrade to the essential or professional service at this directory, you can have access to that. Also, funding profiles, maps, all kinds of things you can get by upgrading. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, because they have sample search results and sample Grantmaker profiles that you'll get with the different types of services. So here, as you can see, is the price per month. It's a little pricey, but that's their top service. So I just want to show you really quickly sample grant profile that you're going to get. You're going to get these fancy maps. You can do it by state, which is pretty awesome. You can see what they funded, and you can also see the amount they funded. And then you can see the most common grant amount. So this is stuff that easily comes to you without having to do a whole bunch of digging. And then similar foundations will come up for you as well. And then their funding interest in a much more digestible way than what we just did with our basic search. Okay? All right. So I'm going to go back and show you the sample search results. So if you're doing a result for health in New York, this is the sample of search results that you'll get, which looks very similar to the basic search. But once you get to the profile and you start looking at that information, you'll have a lot more to go with. All right. So I'm going to go back and show you just the sample Grantmaker profile with just the essential service, which is $50, which is pretty much the same. All right, so again, most common grant amount, grant history. I think the major difference between these two is that you have access to different types of funders. So here with the essential, it's just foundations, but here it's companies, it's grants. It's a broader scope from what my research has shown about looking at the differences. One more thing I just want to tell you about the upgrades. If you're interested in looking or doing an essential search or a professional search, the Foundation Center has a network of organizations around the country, typically your public libraries, that have subscriptions to these search options, and you can access them for free at the library. So I want to show you how you can find out what library in your area or what organization in your area has a free subscription. So let's go back to the Foundation Center, and we're going to go to Find Funding. There it is, Connect with Us. So if you go to the Connect with Us tab, go to the Funding Information Network. Okay? Scroll down, go to Find Network Locations, and you put in your area. I'm going to put in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. So, the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library is the library that has a subscription access to do an essential and a professional search. So, again, you can get all of those resources, those robust search engines and the advanced filtering, all of that for free if you go to your local library. And here in Charlotte, it's the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library, and you just access it there. So, it also shows you what's around. These are not exactly close, but again, it's just showing you other areas in this North Carolina, South Carolina area where you can access that. So there is a way you can get it for free. You just have to know how to do it. So I thought I would throw that tip out there for you. All right. So that's it. I walked through the Foundation Center's basic search process. If you have any questions, you can always email me at tiffany@bossandabudget.com. Also, if you're interested in the course that I mentioned earlier, where I walk through my strategy to find grants for free, I linked it in the description box below. I also have a free Facebook support group. That link is also down there below. And then any other questions that you have, please feel free to just contact me and look at my other videos. Subscribe to my channel to learn other resources about starting a nonprofit and also about grant writing. So thank you for watching my video today. Have a great day and happy grant writing.